wonder if I should sing a little song. Good evening, everybody. Tuesday evening. Gwenda, spirit medicine woman, spiritual and holistic wellness mentor. Time to sit with you, my favourite night of the week, to sit with you on a Tuesday. Well, Jess, first up, hello girl, how you doing? No, I was actually live last night, but that was with my gorgeous ladies that have come into the wisdom classroom to learn how to connect with their spirit guides and with their higher self, and learn how to hear the messages um, from their higher self and their guides. Shakti series, what an awesome name. Hello to you and welcome. So for everyone else that is watching, love you to say hello. Jasmine Thompson, hi to you. Oh, look at you all. Gerard Anthony Lynch, good evening to you. And Helen, nice to see you back. Jody Marie, how are you, sweetheart? How's that hubby of yours? How's his leg? Linda, hello and welcome. And Nicole, Beck Morrow, hello there. Lovely to see you over here on this page this evening. Which reminds me, thank you, Beck, you reminded me. For anyone that is watching over on the Heal with Gwenda page or my spiritual page, Gwenda Smith, I won't, unfortunately, I won't be able to see you being present with me live. I'll only be able to catch you after the show. I don't know why Facebook makes it that way. What did Mum used to say? Why is a crooked letter and you can't straighten it? So they offer for you to cross post and share to your other pages, but they don't bring everyone across so that we can see that you're there. So for those of you who are over on the Heal with Gwenda page or the Gwenda Smith page, I will come back to you and say hello, and I'll thank you also for being there. And for everyone that's here with me on the Spiritual Events Directory page live, thank you. It's great to have you here. Kat Gray, good evening. Please let me know where you are coming in from. I really like to know where, I know where some of you are, but I like to know where my audience are from. We bloody did my head in. Yes, that's right. Why? That's right, Jess. Don't you just love those kids? Why? Why? But why? Thanks, Jasmine. Queensland, beautiful Queensland. I was heading over to Queensland actually, and going to do some work over there for a little while. But yeah, flights, interesting story. Hello, Sharon from Wales. Welcome, welcome along. Blacktown, New South Wales, Gerard. That's a nice little spot too. Now then, people, let us see what. Good evening, Maria. Nice to have you. That's very nice, Jess. Is that a bird flying around the world somewhere? Lakes Entrance. Hi, Joy. Liana Boulay, you've come over onto this page tonight. That's awesome. Sunshine Coast, Queensland. Hi, Christine Marie Clark. Yes, Angela. Hi, darling. Good to see you here tonight too. Yes, I do want to come and visit Queensland. I also want to go on down to Victoria. So oh, are you, Helen? I did hear that there was some restrictions going back, but at least you're not in lockdown. It's a little bit better, hey? South of Sydney, Linda. Oh, yeah, Liana. I bet it does, Jess. I bet it does. Some of my girls were flying last night, connecting with their higher guidance and their guides. Hi, Nick Hitch. Nick, love, I don't do cards. I am a full channel, a natural born channel, natural born seer. So I have the privilege and honour of seeing between the realms, being able to visit the realms, being able to see into you, and being able to see what's going on in your energy fields. Yes, Helen, fingers crossed it stays that way. You have got rid of a half-wit from over there, so with a bit of luck, you'll just be able to have, things that make sense instead of things that don't make sense. Danielle from Victoria, hi. Tracy, hi. Thank you, Liana. Really appreciate people tagging their friends on the show. You could very well find yourself receiving a very nice gift for doing that. So for tagging friends, sharing the live, all those things. Hi, Peter from New Zealand. Thank you, Angela. An awesome channel. So most often, for those of you who are new, I like to see what it is that the divine wishes to share with you. And what we find is that, thank you, Ashley. Yes, I am always deeply honoured and privileged for the gifts that I've been bestowed with in this lifetime again. So it is very much an honour to be able to see for people and to be able to bring guidance forward for them. Thanks, Sharon. Really appreciate that too. So, oh, hi, Carrie. Well, that's nice. I hope you enjoy the ride tonight. Jess will give you the lowdown on things. So, and Jess, where is our other little partner in crime? She's late tonight. So, since I spoke with you all last week, I've had some really interesting conversations with people. And, you know, because of the way that the world is in so much turmoil and everything that's going on around the place, there's a lot of disturbance in people's energy fields as well. Oh yeah, Jess, dragons, too right. I had my own dragon in a couple of previous lifetimes ago. Well, we did some awesome stuff. Yes, Naomi, a natural healer, and yeah, that fairy. So, talking to people and the conversations, and there's been a lot of disturbance in people's energy fields, and you know, some people will say it's the moon, you know, it's the tides, it's this and that. Well, I like to go a little deeper than that. Been feeling that interference bug time. First time, Amy? Welcome along, love. So, with a lady that I was speaking to today, we started our chat, and I actually met this gorgeous lady. She interviewed me because she was starting an online global wellness, a holistic magazine, and she interviewed me to be one of her experts to be able to provide information and wellness and health and fitness for people. So this now we found today in chatting that this was some 6 years ago now, which is amazing. But when I started to speak to her today, yes, absolutely, Belinda, absolutely. I could see out the side of her like hairline fractures in her energy fields. And she asked me what I was looking at. So I told her that I was seeing this interference and what it was around. And she shared with me that that confirmed for her what she had been experiencing these past couple of weeks and what she'd been trying to heal, but also heal but move away from. You see, her mum was a very unfortunate lady. She was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and she didn't understand that this lady, when the lady was a little girl, that was her daughter. And she would put her in a cupboard and forget to feed her for days and different things because of her situation of being schizophrenic. Now that is a true, what they would call a mental illness. But the sad thing about schizophrenia is that the person, when they say that they're hearing voices and the devil made me do it and I can't help myself, they're making me do it, they are telling the truth. you know, they have got a bombardment. There you are. Hello, Ray Louise. She's rocked up, Jess. Jess went out flying around on her bed to find you, Ray Louise. So hello to you, darling. Um, so these people that have this bombardment of spirits, and they're always very low energy, low entity beings. They're lost souls. They can be all sorts of things. And it's really unfortunate that, um, I'm okay, Helen. Well, hopefully tonight will be a help for you. And this is what I was saying at the beginning. We always find that whatever it is that Spirit guides me to speak to is because there is someone in need. So when people have schizophrenia, it's because they are being bombarded by the unseen. Now, the medical world, psychs and all that, they do not have any understanding of these things. And even priests in the church a long time ago would exorcise these people, but the medical profession would always take over. Or back in the old days, they got rid of the person who was possessed. So it is a really serious thing. And it is also very, very sad, because the person who is being inflicted upon by all these wanton entities and spirits, and for some of you this might be downright scary, so just hold on to your seats and hang on, and we will get to messages for you, and we will get to things that the divine wishes to talk about. I can't do the live show without so it can be sorted. Now, when I was talking to this lovely lady and looking at all these fractures going out from the side of her head, she was saying that when she was a child, she could also hear voices like her mum, and she was terrified of turning out like her mum. So she's done everything in her power, and as a child learned to turn off those voices, and she's been very scared of them coming back. And recently she started to hear voices again, and in her words, and if you are watching, sweetheart, I hope you don't mind, in her words, the demons spoke to me. Now, I want to be really clear about this, people, because new aged woo-woo spiritual people like to tell you that there's no such thing as demons. There are even people out there calling themselves shamans and healers and say there is no such thing as the dark side. That's you. There's no such thing as demons. Well, that's a lot of cocky pop. A load of rubbish. There is most definitely demons. There are low-level entities. There are horrendous things out there that attack people, the living. They attack the living, and they require a lot of care. Now, if it's not too late, the person can actually be restored so that they can get past their schizophrenia and multiple personalities, divided personalities, you know, all that sort of thing. Thank you, Shakti, really appreciate it. Oh, really, Ray Louise? Yes, it is heartbreaking. So you've seen everything, Helen. Yeah, me too. I've had the dealings with all of them from all sides, and it really. I'm just going to speak out now about these fools that go and do a weekend course and think that they're psychic, clairvoyant, card reader, or whatever, and don't understand that there is so much out there that is so much bigger than them, and it's dangerous. And that's why it's dangerous to play with this kind of thing. The things that you can't see are far more dangerous than the things you can see, like someone coming at you in a dark alley. Wouldn't want that, and wouldn't want that to be upon you at all either. Another situation that I had that I've been asked to share with you tonight, because for those of you who are new here, this show is not about just giving you free readings, free messages. This show is about bringing valuable insights, guidance, and help for people so that they can make more sense of their life, so that they can find their life purpose, so that they know that they can heal. And I'm not interested in people that just want to be hand-fed and given all the answers, because that does not work for you. It doesn't help you in any way, shape or form. So if you want your life to improve, you've got to participate. Now, here's the thing for you. Did you know that in the world's population, there is only 3% of people who actually participate in their healing, in changing things in their life? 3%. Are you in that 3%? 3% is appalling. That means that everybody else, the other 97%, are reliant. Don't take responsibility for their life. Don't take responsibility for their participation of something that's taken place in their life. So it's really important that when you rock up to me, you understand you're not going to be able to just ask for messages for a reading, because that's not my job. And I'm here to help you. I'm not here to hand feed you and sugar feed you. Naomi. Yes, Naomi, it is very frightening, isn't it? Very frightening. And yes, Shakti, so many people have been misdiagnosed in the psychiatric field and also medical field. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, Ray Louise, if you've come to learn that answers mean nothing if you're not ready and you're resistant to it. It also goes deeper than that, Ray Louise, and given what you're studying, it's worth you also being able to see that there are so many people who are just reliant on other people healing them, other people or medication or, coffee or sex or whatever it is. So when it comes to these other beings and entities that are around, what I want you to know tonight and what I've been asked to speak to you about is because of the way of the world at the moment, there is a lot more activity between the realms. There is a lot more activity of things you can't see. So it's really important that you keep yourself very well. It's really important that you shift your mindset. If you've got a mindset that is down in the dumps, that's miserable, that's feeling sorry for yourself, that's got the hates on with someone, get rid of that. Get rid of it and change up gears. Get yourself back to a place of really feeling grateful for everything you have in your life, and start using intentions to work your life to be what you want, because I tell you what, you're going to need it over this next 6 months with the way things are going to roll out. You're going to need to pull out your own emotional resilience, your own mental tenacity. You are going to need it more than ever, because if you don't, the gravy train's going to roll away and you're going to drown in the gravy. That's what's going on. So, yeah. Good, Joy. Good. Lisa. Well, for some people, Lisa, it can get a whole lot better than where they're at. Yeah, quick fixes, Jess, that's right. And girls. So I want to share with you, I was called to a centre, maybe Rebecca, but I'd like you to change what that thought is sending out. So, your words are really powerful. Your thoughts are really powerful and are heard. So if you feel the world is getting really scary and that is your focus, or that is a conversation you have, guess what you're going to have? You're going to have a lot of things go wrong. You're going to have a lot of things that are really scary for you. So really be careful, and be careful of what you say, what you write, where your thoughts are, and flip them over. Turn them into things where you're present, because whatever you're in right now is what's real. Whatever you're in right now, which is sitting with me, that's what's real. And, you know, when we have some fun, when we have some aha moments, or we go, not sure, that's real. Nothing else is, because you're not in it, right? Through with the fatigue. Jess, that's actually part and parcel of the energy of what is going on. So Jess is saying she's got a lot of fatigue at the moment, feels like the Walking Dead, and no matter how much she sleeps. That is actually one of the side effects of what's going on presently. So you've got to lift your vibration. You've got to be very on the ball with yourself, okay? You have to really make sure that you are fueling your body with excellent fluids and foods. Get rid of the trashy foods, because you're not going to be able to stay well if you don't do that. Thank you, Jasmine, and welcome. Thank you, Jess. I don't feel part of it, like looking at it from the outside. Yeah, definitely, Rebecca. So keep yourself as the observer and being very, very mindful that you're not getting caught up in the emotional stuff of everyone else as they go through this wobbly stuff that's going on. Oh, Naomi, thank you. Rosie, hi. Yep, and that's another thing, Rosie. So you've got to lift yourself up, right? You can't, you just can't be looking at the trouble zones or the problems or whatever. And hi, Laura. Hi, Joanna, and welcome. Cool, that's a great start, Joanna. So when you're reading things, make sure you're reading things that are going to help you in your life. Make sure you're reading things that are good for you. When you are out with friends, you're talking to family, if they're talking crap, move away. If they're whinging, if they're bitching about someone, move away. Because at the moment, with the way the energy is and with the way the world is, you cannot afford to be around situations that drop your energy levels. You know, they've said that mental illness has gone through the roof in the last few years, and then they've said that mental illness and suicides have gone through the roof triple fold during, you know, this COVID thing. So the fact is that the mental illness is part and parcel of this disturbance. So if you don't want to be caught up in that mental illness, you have got to be so vigilant with yourself. You have got to be on top of your game and really looking after yourself. Yes, definitely, Lisa, most definitely. Yeah. So to keep your mental health up, it's important that you are really in tune with yourself and that you're aware of the kind of stuff that's running through your mind, the conversations, the emotions that you carry. And don't let your guard down, okay? So it is, yeah, Ray Louise, you know, I never know what's coming, hey. It's always a surprise for me. But I find that it has its place, of course, because the divine knows what is needed most of all, and what is, you know, what is going on for people most of all. So, you know, some years ago now, I was asked to go and see an Indigenous lady at a spiritual centre here in Perth, because apparently at the centre, several healers, clairvoyants, so forth, had tried to help this lady and nobody had been able to help her. So they were referred to me and asked me if I would possibly go and see her. Now, I do have Indigenous heritage and I'm proud of it. Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, that's what I find. Wobble Gwenda right now. Yep. Oh, why the wobble? Is because of the damage that's being done in all of the realms and also the veil between the world, and it's being done because of this virus and everything that has created. So the more fear that people have gone into, the more distress that's been created has created a flow-on effect and created the wobble in all of the energy fields. And it's really imperative that you keep yourself well, and you keep yourself well mentally and emotionally. You do not want to get caught up in that muck that's coming. You know, they were saying that the suicides and mental health has been escalating during this time. Well, it ain't nothing to what's coming. So you want to just keep yourself well. This is not about fear. This is about being factual and really understanding that you need to take charge of your life, and you need to make sure where you are at in yourself. Oh, hi, Helen. That's nice to know. Sneaky, huh? Yeah, no, don't go there. Laura and Ray, don't go there into that. That's why I'm not going into it. I'm just talking about the energy. So, yep, okay, cannot be around low energy beings. Definitely not Naomi. Yep, definitely. Absolutely, Naomi. You can't afford to be around them. It's especially now. You've got to be in places where your energy, your vibration, your emotional resilience, your mental tenacity can be high and can be held high. Remove yourself from anywhere, any conversation, any noise. Now, we went out, we were at a rally last weekend. Yeah, I'll go to all those freedom rallies. I'm actually speaking at a couple coming up. That's going to be fun. Yeah, you do. So we went out for lunch after that, and everywhere in the place we went was just screaming noise, TV screens, football playing, rugby playing, sport everywhere. But what people don't realise is that bombardment of noise is really damaging on your energy fields. It is one of the main ways to create disturbance in your emotional body and your mental well-being. So when you are in excessively noisy places, have you ever noticed how you feel wrecked, or you can feel headachy, or if you're an anxious person, you'll get anxious. And some people just feel really tense. And that's because the bombardment of noise is really dragging on all of your energy fields, and in particular your mental wellness and your emotional wellness. So being in places where it's peaceful, where it is loving, it's compassionate, where it's kind, those are the places that are going to be so important for you to be able to keep yourself well over this next year, probably. In exactly that way, Joanna. So holding your thoughts, your emotions, your food, your fluids, holding them in very high vibration, eating really well, having good conversations, and not filling your body up with lots of sugary foods. That's one of the worst things you can do. And I'm going to say, I know I've got some coffee fiends on here, but caffeine, I love a coffee too, people, but you've got to be careful with it. Yes, affects the nervous system. Absolutely, Angela. So the lady that I went to see at this spiritual centre here in Perth, when I met her, I was able to see the being that had actually taken residence within her. Now, it spoke through her, and then she and it spoke in tandem. So it was really interesting. Now, she was telling me how it couldn't possibly be an entity. It couldn't possibly be something from another galaxy, because she'd been out on country to her ancestral country, and she'd had what she believed was a aunt of many generations past come to her. And she came to her in the most beautiful purple light, and she came to her with the most loving feeling. And the aunt said, I can help you. I will step into you and help you. The lady believed that it was her aunt. And no, it was not, and it is not her aunt. So I want to tell you all that, yes, absolutely, Beck. I want to tell you all that your loved ones, when they come to see you, when they're in spirit and they come to see you, they will never, ever, ever want to harm you. They would never say they're going to step into you and live in your energy field. Your loved ones don't bring cold, horrible energy, right? Why would they? They love you. Even if you didn't get on with them, they cannot by universal law do such things. Now I'm going to read some of these great comments here. Jasmine became a full-time carer for your partner last year, becoming terminally ill. Jasmine, I am very sorry to hear that news. And yes, love, it will most definitely have changed your life. I get a lot of disturbance around his throat, and also across his shoulders, around the back top part of his shoulders, his heart. There's a lot going on in his body, Jasmine. So very sorry, darling, for you, your children, and for him. And you have done the most courageous thing. You have done the most wonderful thing by being able to learn to find the calm in the chaos. And that's exactly what everyone needs to focus on presently, is learn the calm in the chaos. For everyone that's bailed, well, I guess you miss out. For those of you who stay, thank you. It's a privilege to have you here and to be able to share with you, and hopefully to be able to help you in one way or another. So Jasmine, continue doing what you are doing by being calm in the chaos and embracing every moment that you all have together, and embracing all the fun times. I know that might sound weird, but I think you know what I mean. So being able to really share this very special time together and loads of love together, that's what matters most of all. And God bless you all, and may the angels be with you tonight and every night, and take you all in their care and help you very much. To Beck Morrow, can't even be in the shops anymore. Yep, that's right. Now, I have a really powerful protection with me, for want of a better word. My energy is very strong. But I got to tell you that even for me, I am not keen to go to the shops these days. The lighting, as Beck mentions, it's deliberately done. It's there to create a lot of disturbance, and it is also energetically draining. Carrie Burgess uncovered a long shadow of mine, and that is people pleasing based on childhood traumas, learning into that right now, learning about boundaries. Oh, Carrie, that's awesome, love, and that's so interesting. The word boundaries was something that kept coming up today, and when I was watching some very badly behaved children this afternoon, and then I saw the parents, I understood why they were badly behaved. There's no boundaries. Boundaries and no discipline, obviously. So boundaries and protecting your energy, and also, Carrie, make sure that you embrace that little girl of you, that little girl who experienced those traumas. She needs more love in the world than anything else, and the one place she needs it from is you. Let her know how awesome she is and how much you love her. Hey Erica, lovely to have you again tonight. Thanks for being here. Oh, Ray Louise, what is that about? Got to sort that out, sweetheart. That's usually, unless you are burning up a lot of spiritual energy Craving sugar is parasite overload. You would know that, my girl. Hard to stay focused. Yes, that's part of the energy. So you all need to be really working on holding a very strong energy field and making sure that you are cleansing your energy, that you are moving away from times that really aren't any good to you. Is a wow. um, that's right, Rosie. Sugar is very addictive, just like coffee. To my little coffee heads out there. Um, right, Lisa. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Lisa, going through, and for anyone else going through, Tracy McMahon, it's a privilege to have you here. Good evening. Um, is that me, Naomi? No, you're replying to Jasmine. Uh, or is Jasmine replying to Naomi? Oh, never mind. So, Lisa, and for anyone else going through the journey of what is labelled as cancer, shake the darkness that clouded me and my partner since. That darkness, that cloud of darkness, Lisa, that was already there. There's indications of lightning bolts and which is obviously stormy times. That was already there, and it was just being kept at bay. But then, with the journey of you going down that route of the illness that they call cancer, it's really brought things forward more for you, but you're not able to clear your thoughts. You're not able to clear your what you would like to say. You're not able to clear your emotions properly with him, and him with you. And then you both are quite shrouded in your own sadness of what's taken place. All of that needs to be expressed. And you know what, Lisa? One of the best ways to do it, love, is to get a journal or a scrappy old piece of pad and write on it. And write everything, because that will make such a difference. Good on you, Liana. Um, and get that out of your system, Lisa. You'll feel so much better. Kelly Tompkins, good evening. Thank you. That's very nice. Nice stuff there, love and light. Yep, love and light. Love and light. I've got to tell you, unless you really, really, really are into faith, hope and trust, love and light, what is it? May the force be with you. It ain't going to save you. So you're welcome. Yeah, Christine Marie, that's right. It is draining, and people's energy is very draining at the moment. So that's why you've got to be very careful. That's beautiful. Thank you. Ailish, hello. How can I protect myself working in a shopping centre in a technology store? Oh my goodness me, girl. That's woeful, isn't it? Right. So you would need to protect yourself from the inside out. And for anyone else that's around a lot of technology, working around technology, and that means you could be in an office where there's lots of computers, lots of screens, things like that. So this is the same for you. So Ailish is asking about protecting herself while working in a shopping centre in a technology store. So she's actually up against, some hard balls there. You need to work from the inside out. So you've got to really make sure that you are fueling your body with excellent food and fluid, which means that you need to be drinking filtered water, preferably filtered that you would take from your home, so that you know how it's been filtered, rather than relying on what is in bottles or what shops have got. The other thing is that you would use herbs, have herbal teas that cleanse your blood and cleanse your energy fields. Lavender and rosemary are excellent herbs for cleansing your energy fields. And you can also make tea out of both of those. Now, I will say be careful with rosemary. It is such a potent herb. You know, if you go and pick a sprig even that big off the bush, that can still give you a headache. Come on down to about that much of rosemary. It is such a powerful, incredible herb. So, working from the inside out to protect your energy fields and your physical body. And when that is strong, you will also find that your emotional, mental bodies are strong too. When you go out, when you finish work, if possible, to walk a little, walk for 5 minutes, walk for 10 minutes. If it's nice and windy, just stand by your car or while you're waiting for a train or whatever to blast out of all of your energy fields, all of that stagnant energy that you've been sitting in all day. Yeah, Angela, absolutely. Joanna Johnson, fibromyalgia, think of my negative energy being directed to me over 8 years. Okay, negative energy directed to you can only be received by you when you accept it. So if someone puts a spell on you or, you know, does something energetically to you, you know full well whether there's been something done. Now it's down to how you accept it and let it into your field. So if you feel that someone has sent some kind of negative energy to you, it's up to you to restore your energy fields. And one of the quickest, easiest ways you can do it is to sit quietly and have a prayer where you redirect all things that are in your energy fields that have no place for your higher good, and you ask that they be returned to the sender. Now, the reason that you ask for them to be returned to the sender is because you don't want to be handballing it to some poor kid walking past because they don't deserve it. So you can cleanse off any negative feelings and negativity that's been sent your way simply by asking that all energy that has no place for your highest good be removed, cleansed, and returned to sender. Easy. Yes, Ray Louise. Yeah. Jasmine, you are very, very welcome. Mm. So very interesting. Jasmine, if you wanted to send me a message, a private message, and I'd be happy to sit with you and Aaron and offer some insights for you. All you got to do is go to my Heal with Gwenda page. The link for that was in the information here. Message me, tell me that I asked you to message me, and we'll organise to have a chat. Okay? You don't need to book anything, just chat with me. You're welcome, Lisa. Go, Christine Marie Clark. Shadow work lately and allowing the space myself to release so much tension and venom. Yes, it is a process, Amy. Absolutely. Any kind of release, any kind of new growth. If you're not growing, you're stagnating. And if you're stagnating, you're living in the past. So it's a process, right? It's never anything that we do by going, like when you write a shopping list or your to-do list, and you do your to-do list and you tick it off and you go, oh, well, that's done. When you're doing shadow work, release work, healing, it's not like that. Nothing like it. It's a process and it can be a lifetime. um, yeah, I'll bet. And when you're studying, Ray Louise, you would do. Nice, nice. It's so nice to see. We get some really lovely like souls in here, which makes it just beautiful. Mama, be the bad in it. Cool, Naomi. Nice work. I guess that's going to put paid to your shopping, love. Burning sage, Sharon. Good question. Thank you. Burning sage has its place, but it isn't enough. It's not enough for all of the energy, the entities, and everything else that's around presently. You actually need to put some oomph into it yourself. I would suggest that you get some beautiful frankincense resin This is just beautiful. Different types of frankincense and myrrh, and burn that. Now that is super strong, as is having rosemary. You can actually make beautiful crosses or burning sticks like a sage smudge stick out of beautiful rosemary, and it's not only the best form of protection other than sage, but it's also lovely smell through the house. Things the end of time is coming. Oh, Nikki, that's a shame. Yeah, look, this is part and parcel of the misinformation and the misdirection that's deliberately being created. So it's like um, it's like anything where you've got people or beings that are very susceptible and are easily influenced. For you, Nikki Renee, the best thing to do is to keep highlighting without looking like a mum that's lost her mind, but keep talking about things that are great, things that are great in the world, because there are still things that are great in the world. There are things around you, within your own home, within your own neighbourhood, that you can say are great. And it usually comes down to nature. So being able to appreciate the birds, the trees. It might sound simple, but those things are there for healing, and those things are there to keep you more aware of life around you. So when teenagers are on and little kids are on screens, they're not even in a reality. And some of the things that are being put on YouTube, you don't know who or what the thing is that's put them up. So it's not reliable. It's not a reliable source at all. Oh, Helen, Shania Sweets, that's beautiful. That's lovely. Yep, really nice. Well, Sharon, go and get your rosemary and make yourself some beautiful vases of it. Put it at your door, hang it, make it, dry it out, burn it. It's a most magical herb, and so very strong. Um, so, Naomi, same answer, love. Palo Santo, it's not enough on its own. It really depends on what you're doing with it, what you're clearing, what it is that you're working with, as to whether you would use sage, Palo Santo, or any of them. But frankincense and myrrh, rosemary, are the strongest. The other two, Palo Santo and sage, are very good, but just depends on what you're dealing with. Mm. Yeah, absolutely, Naomi. That's what nature's here for us. So let's have a look and see what the divine has to say for some lovely guidance for those of you here. Mm. There's a few of you that are actually doing what's called studying at the moment. So you're very focused on learning things. Now, when you're learning things, you're actually building new neural pathways, and you become a receiver because you open different parts of yourself to be able to receive information, especially when you are working online. Now, something that I'd like you all to be aware of, whether you are studying or whether you are sitting with me right now or you're watching a movie online, you are receiving so much more than what you could possibly imagine. There are colours behind the screens that you can't see that actually stimulate hormones in your body, and they stimulate different centres of the brain. So if you are using an online learning system or having to spend a lot of time online, please give your eyes and liver a break. These screens affect the liver big time. They put heat into the liver, and that then creates a problem with your focus. It creates a problem with your vision, with your eyes being able to see. Vision is what I mean. So if you're spending a lot of time on the computer, on a screen, if you're a person who plays games on the screen, or you do a lot of scrolling, a lot of Googling, I'm going to ask you to set a timer. If you are studying, set the timer for 45 minutes. Get up and move away. Go outside. Cleanse your energy. Refresh. Give your eyes a rest. And if that means actually closing them for a little while, then do so. If it means going and putting a nice cool cloth, or if warm resonates with you better, a warm cloth across them, do that as well. Not a hot cloth, because remember, you've received a lot of heat into the body, which has gone to the liver. So you don't want to be heating the eyes. Your eyes and liver have a direct relationship. So it's really important. You want to make sure it's room temperature, or just a nice body warmth, okay? And that's really important. So for those of you who are studying, please be aware of what can be draining and leaching your energy through sitting with the screens. If you are a person who spends a lot of time on screens for work, the same applies. Please get up and move away. Go outside. Get a fan. Be in a fan, not air conditioning, but in natural movement of air, and let yourself have all your energy fields be cleansed, and you'll feel a whole lot better. No, Beck, they don't. Nowhere near the same as smudging and using the incense to burn, because it's the smoke that has the tremendous effect. Great question, though. Thank you. Nice to burn those things, around the house now and again, but when it comes to cleansing energy and really getting rid of it, you need to burn the resin, right? Direction the world is headed. Yeah, Rebecca, yes, most definitely. The more people send out, not love and light, I'm not trying to take the mickey out of you, but not just love and light. That's like saying, oh, wow, I really love those shoes. Love and light, love and light. It doesn't work. You've got to have the conviction, the belief, the intention, and it's got to be 100%. Right? Making sense? But yes, changing thoughts, bringing greater thoughts, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning. Having your thoughts up here, having your thoughts up here, and really checking in with yourself makes a huge difference. Your energy fields, your thoughts affect everybody else, right? So, a bit like how all girls that hang out together have their period at the same time. It's the same thing. Oh, Helen, that kind of dropped my heart for a minute, because I had a beautiful lady named Penny that was here with us, and then I was working with her through her horrendous experience of cancer. Even as a nurse, I never saw anything like what Penny had. With the greatest of respect to everyone else that's been or is on that journey, and her name was Penny, but she didn't make it. Yeah, way to go, Nikki Renee, Sharon. Now I'm going to do my rosemary when I come back. You're very welcome, Sharon. Very welcome. Yeah, can't see anything. Your blood, Sharon Thomas, if you're still here, although you've said you've got to go and have blood tests now, your blood is very gritty. So your blood actually needs a really good cleanse. Sharon, if you're still here and heard that, drop me a line, please, Sharon, and let me know. Bella, then you need to really take on board the things I was saying about the studying. Oh, thank you. Beck, thank you very much. Put photos up of rainbows lately. That's nice. Your rainbows are about hope. Rainbows are about love. They're also about connecting to the divine. What? What, Rebecca? Well, it's supposed to, yeah. Yes. Ray Louise, please. You've just got to, especially with, everything that's going on energetically. Love, you've got to. the colours that are behind the screens, the things that happen to you when you're in front of screens a lot. You can't imagine what it's doing to you on a cellular level, and that's everybody, okay? No. Thanks for that, Erica. Rosemary can be a bit dicky with people with high blood pressure, so you can still have it, but in less than moderation. So, for example, I would take like 3 of the little petal things, the little leaves of the rosemary, and have that with my tea. That's all, nothing more for high blood pressure. Yeah. Yes, Angela, we surely do. And love and compassion is the way to do it. Um, Amy Rose, that's lovely. I do love the body. I love how it functions, and I love to be able to help you. Oh, great, Sharon. I love to be able to help you understand how you can make your body stronger and that interconnection with everything. So Sharon Thomas, your blood is very gritty. It's got like little grains through it, and this is it's medication, it's toxicity. There's too much acid in your system, so your blood needs a lovely big cleanse, my girl. Now you can cleanse using juice cleansers, not fruit. Needs to be lots of greens, green apple and green vegetables, cucumber. I think you might get indigestion from cucumber, but clean your blood out having a juice every day, and at least for a month, just for a month. No caffeine, no sugars, no bread, no pasta. Liana, you there? No pasta, no rice, no stodgy foods to clean your blood out, and lots of water, lots of water. Okay, and it needs to be filtered water, nothing else, filtered, right? Cleanse your mind from negative thoughts, being aware of your negative thoughts, being aware of your thoughts and ditching them. If they're not helpful, if they're not uplifting and inspiring, change the channel. Turn it over, Christine Marie. They're good, Sharon. You said have a break from your school. Yes, I'll be having a break shortly. Oh, thank you, Jody Marie. That's lovely. You can do the preface for me. Well, as someone said, it was Rebecca Clinton, your show's only for an hour. And we should have all had a break at 45 minutes. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Our hour is up. So from schizophrenia to building your energy, to taking good care of yourself when you're out, to cleansing your blood, all of these things are appropriate for all of you, especially as we're going forward now, in this time. Off screens, please try and go back to writing, handwriting. It's so healing for you. It's one of the great creative arts. It's better for you in so many ways. So, do these simple things for your life. You were blessed with a life here. Show that you are grateful. Show that you love it and look after it. So sores on his head and arm, painful. Doctor said it's a fungal. Oh, Naomi, you might want to reach out. Thank you, everyone. Yes, you all have a wonderful night too. As I look over here, you hung in, darling. Thank you so much, Liana. You're very welcome, Amy. Thank you all so much. And I look forward to being back next week and see what... Send you rainbows. My fairy loves rainbows, Ray Louise. You're welcome, Maria. I look forward to being back with you next week. Now, sometimes I get lovely messages to say, could you address this particular issue, or how do we work with that? Feel free to drop me a line on, thank you, Beck, on my Heal with Gwenda page, and I'll bring in those topics for you, and we will get the guidance from the highest light for it. So thank you all very much, and thank you, Naomi, and back to you, lovely. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. Yes, love, please do drop me a line too. God bless everyone. Have a fabulous night.